Vibhinta?
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, I welcome Vibhinta for the informative talk, which will going to help us. Now, Renuka will introduce Vibhinta to all of you. Hello, Renuka?
Yes, hello
Yeah.
everybody. Sorry, my internet was giving problems, so I just couldn't say hello. I was just running in and out. I want to introduce Vibhinta firstly, as she is a past president, 41 Club President Balbir Verma's daughter, and our former Tangent member, Vanita Verma's daughter. With Vibhinta, we are now going to steal the show from you. There's so much to say about you, and I'm just going to tell everybody about it. Internationally certified image consultant, passionate trainer, coach, model, graduate in economics and fashion, avid traveler, and a firm believer in destiny, Vibhinta Verma is the proprietor and chief consultant of Vibhinta Verma Image Consulting. As an image consultant, she helps people portray the best version of themselves in their personal and professional lives. She has worked with CEOs, politicians, HNIs, senior managers, housewives, and college students, advising them all on personal branding and first impressions. Vibhinta is an economics major who has studied management, merchandising, and marketing. Vibhinta has been a celebrated model and has represented India on international platforms as the winner of Elite Model Look International and as a Miss India finalist in 2006. Today, she is one of the leading image consultants in the country and was featured on the TV show Image Banani Hai in 2013. The highly acclaimed film Station, released in 2014, was her Bollywood debut as a stylist and as an actor. So can I ask Vibhinta, the floor is now yours.
Can I add something?
Yes,
I take pride in knowing Vibhinta from mid-90s when she was the student of my school where I was working, and she was the student. She is as vibrant as she was then, or I would say it other way around. She was so vibrant at that time and no less now. She was the secretary of Internet in Rotaract Club, if I remember it right. Is that right, Vibhinta? And
Yes,
you know, knowing from her, from that group of Rotaract, that they can do so much for the society. When I took over as principal of another DPS, the moment the students graduated to class 11, I started the Rotaract Club in my school. So I take pride in your reflected glory, Vibhinta. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Those
you
are
very
such high words. Thank you so much. I think that was just, and when I listened to all of you introducing me, considering all of you have seen me grow up, it just fills my heart so much joy to hear this. If it's okay, are we ready to begin? What I would
Yes.
request that I could get some screen sharing permissions. So Smita, if you could enable that, please.
You can screen share now, Vibhinta.
Thank you so much. Okay, so if everyone can see the PowerPoint presentation that's on the screen, I'd like to begin first of all by saying hi and thank you once again for this amazing welcome. Many of you know me, as I said, as Balbir and Vinita's daughter, and I just want to thank Mrs. Indra Bhambani for coming up with this wonderful session, arranging this and giving me a chance to interact with all of you. This session, when I had the discussion, we were trying to figure out exactly how to approach it, and we decided to call it Style Up, because today I'm going to be talking about elegance and what it means for all ages. What makes me somebody who wants to talk about this subject? Basically, as it was said, I am the proprietor of Vibhinta Verma Image Consulting. And while it sounds really fancy, what I primarily do is I help people fall in love with themselves. I mean, simply put, in one sentence, I make people fall in love with themselves. How I do that? I do that by working on what they see and what people see about them. And that's primarily what image consulting really is about. My mentor said once that the way you look first affects the way you think, then it affects the way you feel, the way you act, and then it affects the way other people react to you. So it's very important for us to realize that when we look in the mirror, if we like what we see, if we feel good about what we see, it makes us so much more confident. We are confident, we act more assertively, our assertive behavior gets positive response from other people, and it becomes really easy for us to become who it is that we want to become. So if I have to say how it works, it basically works by you work on yourself from the outside in. First, you start changing the way you appear, and then it slowly starts affecting the way you feel from the inside. There's different aspects to what I do. The first one being clothes, because that's the most visible part about ourselves. We wear clothes and they cover about 70 to 90% of our body. The second part of it is makeup and grooming, which is a huge part of our appearance. So that doesn't mean having lots of makeup on our faces all the day or anything like that. It's about being neat, presentable, clean, having hair that looks nice, and presenting an overall healthier image. Then there's communication, which is divided into body language and vocal communication, etiquette and how we behave with other people. And for corporates and for younger people, I teach them about professional soft skills like time management, like leadership, teamwork, and such. But let me come back to what today's topic really is. Today's topic is elegance. It's all about the fact that elegance, Audrey Hepburn said, elegance is the only beauty that never fades. This is a statement that just resonates with me, and I'm sure many of you might have read this somewhere, because elegance is not about being noticed or making a statement. Elegance is about being remembered. It's about being timeless. It's about having your own style and not blindly following trends. And as an image consultant, we approach style and elegance from three steps. And these steps are essentially dressing according to your body shape. So when I'm talking about body shape, I'm not talking about the size of our body. I'm saying that no matter what your size might be, your body has a certain shape, and based on that shape, so in image consulting, we have 8 body types. But for each body type, we have 2 main goals. The first goal is that you want to be able to distract from what you don't like about yourself and take attention to where you want people to look at you. And the second thing in all our interactions with people is that we want to bring attention up to our faces, because our faces are what really communicate with people. The second is about learning how to dress for your personal coloring. Personal coloring is simply put the color of your hair, your skin, your eyes, your cheeks, and your lips, because this is something that God has given you. But tell me, how many of us, if I ask this question, how many of us believe that I can't wear a certain color, or this color doesn't look good on me, or I should not be wearing this color based on my age, based on my profession, based on all of those things? Color is such a strong communicator, but we have so many misconceptions about it, right? There are so many thoughts we have in our head, and we've never quite been able to embrace color. So
doesn't sometimes colors also happen because I'm going to office, I can't wear something very bright and gaudy, or I'm going to a certain party. So a coloring would differ for that too.
Absolutely, Jayashree. But the problem comes from the fact that if you are naturally a very vibrant person, or you're somebody who loves bright colors, then if you try to control too much and you say, hey, you know, I'm going to office, so I have to look like everybody else, and I need to be more dulled down, or I need to wear sober colors, it starts impacting your personality as is, right? It starts changing the way you're behaving. So what we do is we say you can wear any color that you want. You just have to create the right combination. So in a more professional situation, you might choose to take a bright color like red and use it in small quantities as an accessory, or perhaps, you know, the lining of your jacket, because color has such a strong psychological impact that when we see a certain color for ourselves, it lifts our mood or brings our mood down. So just knowing that my jacket might have an interesting lining inside it, or the fact that wearing red lipstick brightens me up, you know, those sort of things are things we should not shy away from, or these are things we should still remember and find ways to incorporate the colors we love in what we wear. That's the whole idea. And that actually brings me, Jayashree, to my third point, which is dressing for your personal style. Because personal style is a combination of your personality, what you like, what you don't like, the way you behave, and your lifestyle. Where you go, the people you interact with, what are your occasions, what is the message that you really want to send about yourself. And once we can identify these aspects, we put them together to create signature look, right? And it's very important for each one of us to know what our signature look is, or as we call it in Hindi, your takiya kalam, right? You want to have that takiya kalam and refine it and make it truly yours so that you will be remembered. Now, when it comes to body shape, because that's the first point I want to address, when it comes to your body shape, there are 3 mistakes we all make as women. Because if you think about it, what do most women want to do? They want to look slimmer, they want to look taller, correct? I mean, if I have to put it simply, those are pretty much everyone's goals. I want to look slimmer and I want to look taller. And I don't care which age group you talk to, they will all say the same thing. And for that, we tend to make a lot of mistakes. The top key ones being wearing very loose clothes, right? Now, the problem with wearing very loose clothes is when we put on a slight amount of weight, we want to hide behind big clothes. There's an issue with that, because when I look at somebody, I can't see the outline of their body, I see the outline of their clothes. So if their clothes are bigger, their body is just going to appear that much bigger. And I'm going to explain each one of these with some examples. The second one is leading attention down. What that really means is contrast, big patterns, bold design. All of this is where someone's eye goes to. When I look at an individual, or when each one of us looks at somebody, our eye travels up and down their body and tends to stop at pieces in their body where there is an interest created. This interest is normally created by contrast. Now, we actually want that interest to be closer to our face or higher up in our body, because where somebody's eye stops, for them, you are visually only that tall. So if you can lift your waist higher, if you can wear your necklaces shorter, if you can have your hairline more up, all of these things make a difference in raising somebody's vision and looking at, and you visually start appearing taller. So taking attention up becomes really important. Third mistake many of us make is showing the wrong body parts. Now, right, each one of us has certain things about our body that we like or we dislike. Age and weight, these two things show most in certain parts. For instance, if I can be very frank, back fat, the weight around our belly, hands, it shows on loose arms, it shows on wrinkly knees. But there are certain parts about every woman that are beautiful. There are certain parts that she loves, and making sure that we take attention to those parts becomes very important. Because to be honest, Human beings notice skin. Where skin is visible becomes a huge point of attention. So make sure that if you're showing skin, you're showing it in the places where you are comfortable with and what you find attractive about yourself. Okay, I know it sounds like a lot of words, so I'm going to show a few examples. So let's look at this picture here of Shabana Azmi. Now, Shabana Azmi put on a little bit of weight, and while she's wearing this beautiful bold color and things like that, if you just look at how large her outfit is, what you're seeing is lines across her body, and most of these lines are running horizontally. The really wide neck that she's wearing, the short sleeves which are taking a line across her chest and widening her chest that much more. No shape on the waist, the broad pants and the horizontal stripe on the pants. Now, all of this is expanding her body horizontally, whereas doing something really simple like defining your waist. And I can tell you for a fact, no matter what size any woman is, she has a waist, and that waist is the part of her body which is just below her bust. And using something as simple as a belt, like this lady's done in the middle picture, defines her waist. Or the third picture with Jaya Bachchan, where she's wearing a salwar kameez where the waist is defined because of the way it is stitched. All of these create immediate illusions about the body looking slimmer. It gives a shape to the body so that you do not look shapeless. Another thing that Jaya Bachchan's done in this image is she's wearing a big white necklace in the center, which is what is attracting the attention, okay? And also keeping my eyes towards the center of her body, making her look a little slimmer. If I was honestly styling Jaya Bachchan, I would lift the necklace a little further up because she's not very tall. And so if the necklace is higher on her body, then her proportions will become correct and she would become visually taller. But anyway, as you can see, defining your waist and avoiding very oversized, larger clothes, good idea to look better and feel better about yourself, to be honest. The second thing is pay attention towards the center front of your face, body, and
प्रमोद तो वो तो भाभी के साथ ही बात कर रहे हैं ना, मेरे को तो समझ भी नहीं आएगा क्या कह रहे हैं। हाँ, उनको आने दो।
Of this blue and salwar kameez and of the blonde lady where she's wearing a shrug. Both of these, can you see there's a line running through the center of their body? And that is where our attention normally stays, because as I said, it stays with the contrast. So having that center front line by wearing layers, that's what they've done. Even Neena Gupta in this photograph, she's wearing a dupatta, it's a layer. Wearing a scarf around your neck, it's a layer. All these things create taller, slimmer silhouettes, and keeping, as I said, all details, accessories near your face keeps attention up. Now I want to ask you all, for a very quick show of hands, how many of you wear or have worn anarkalis? It was a trend, right? Anarkalis are a huge fashion statement. A lot of people wear them. Now, anarkalis tend to be smaller on top and they flare out at the bottom. There's nothing wrong with anarkalis. They're a very classic outfit. But if you do want to look slightly taller, you should opt or work on your anarkali, the embroidery and everything on your bust area around your neckline instead of having borders at the bottom. Because when your border is very broad, it's going to widen and shorten you. Instead of having big broad borders, have beautiful embroidery around your neckline so that visually you create a taller, slimmer, longer line. The other thing that really works is using monochromatic color schemes. That simply means wearing the same color or wearing shades of the same color from top to bottom. Now, Neetu Singh, if you can look here, she's done this very beautifully. She's wearing all black. She's got a little interest at the bottom, but the necklace is what grabs attention. All of these ladies have created some interest by choosing accessories. Scarves are an excellent accessory that you can use. If not a scarf, your dupatta, anything to keep the attention towards your face. Now, the third part that I want to talk about when it comes to dressing for your body is the fact that you should know your own shape. You should know what makes the most of your best features and disguises what you don't like. Let's look at each one of these photographs. Sharmila Tagore, beautiful face, right? That's her striking beauty. Always perfect hair, a lovely collection of jewels that she's got because she's royalty. She always, and I kid you not, I have looked at images of her over and over and over on the internet with every single sari. She has the same blouse, which defines the center front of her face, which shows off her beautiful jewelry. Her blouses are sleeves which are till the elbow, so they cover any parts that she doesn't like about her arm. They're slightly longer so that her stomach is not visible, and her face is always perfectly made up. Now, Neena Gupta, she's 64 years old in this photograph, but this woman's got a body that is amazing for that age, right? And she knows that, so she's not afraid to show it off. There was another photograph that I was going to include of hers where she's wearing a mini dress. Now, she apparently had a lot of people saying wonderful things about her, saying, oh my God, a woman at this age wearing a mini dress and everything. But the fact is that her shoulders, her chest, all of these are the parts which are the most beautiful about her body. When she was wearing the mini dress, her legs showed her age. But the outfit that she's wearing here, while it's very bold and it's very like edgy, I would say, honestly, it still defines her and her personality. Neetu Singh is not very tall. She's very in shape, but she's not very tall. She camouflages that by wearing the same color from top to bottom very often. She also chooses loose, wide pants, which cover up her heels most of the time, so you can't see how much heels she's wearing. And she makes sure that the attention stays to her face, because if you look at her outfit right now, because there's only one solid color, your attention immediately goes to where all the skin is, which is mostly around her face. Dimple Kapadia, again, beautiful face. She accentuates it by wearing a lot of accessories around her face all the time. But what is interesting is her takiya kalam is these large, oversized designer bags. Her bags are huge. But you see, next to her body, her bags look like a normal size, and then her body also doesn't look that big in proportion. So it's really about playing with proportions. And these are just such simple tricks where if we can identify what we want to do and what illusion we want to create, we can easily do that. Now, what if I said that you can do 2 or 3 things to look instantly slimmer and taller by just forgetting about old habits? And these old habits are, because I know from a lot of people that they think that, oh, because I've got a little bit of a stomach, or if my sides are heavier, I cannot tuck in my shirt. How many of you believe you should leave your shirt out because it makes you look slimmer? It covers up your problem areas, right? Because that's what we've always been told, leave your shirt out. But these are few things that work. The half tuck, asymmetrical lines, a belt, and as I already said, monochromatic colors. So what exactly is a half tuck? Let's look at this photograph. In the first photograph, this woman has a top ends below her hips. This is how we all normally choose our tops, right? Something that will cover my stomach, goes till about my hips, because that makes me feel slimmer. That makes me feel that my stomach is not going to be visible, my hips are going to be covered. But let's look at her body. Where is your eye stopping? At the widest part of her body, which is her hips. Secondly, how long are her legs? Only from the pants, which are already short, till the bottom of her top. So her legs also look shorter, right? Whereas when she has simply taken her top and tucked in just the front, and this is called a half tuck, she has taken your attention up, so her legs look immediately longer. She has also taken your attention to the part of her body which is narrower than her hips, right? And she has left the top out on the sides so that any sides and any weight that you have on your sides gets camouflaged anyway. Now, how do you do the half tuck? I've gotten like a photograph that shows this step by step. So if this is your top, what you want to do is just lift it, and only the bottom edge you want to tuck into your pants, your skirt, your jeans, whatever it is that you might be wearing. And from the sides, you just want to fluff out the top so that it doesn't become tight. And this is called the half tuck. It's a trick that works on men, on women, on everyone. But as soon as you leave your top out, remember you're basically just making your legs look shorter, and hence you yourself are going to look shorter and wider. Asymmetrical lines. What do I mean by asymmetrical lines? Don't have straight hems, have a little bit of variety. If you look at this photograph of Karishma Kapoor having these, what is called as a tulip hem, it's shorter in the front and longer on the sides. Again, visually, my eye travels from from bottom to top or top to bottom instead of from side to side. Her legs, more of her legs are visible, so the appearance of the longer legs creates a leaner silhouette. A belt. How do you wear a belt? Now, I've actually seen this demonstration by somebody who's 72 years old, and my mentor. She says, you know, if you're conscious about your waist, just put a belt on top of your belly, right on the top of your belly, because then everyone's going to look at the belt and not the belly anymore. An interesting belt, cover the sides with a layer. You could wear a shrug, you can wear a cardigan, anything like that. And my attention is only on the buckle, not how big the sides might be or what is sticking out from under or above or anything like that. And monochromatic colors. So if you look at this photograph of this anarkali suit, it's monochromatic. It has an asymmetrical hem, so it's doing a lot of things that would work for people. Now, this is about body shape. Let's get into talking about color. Dressing for your personal coloring means repeating your colors in your clothes. How do you figure out your personal colors? You can get a professional color analysis done. So let me tell you how you repeat your personal colors. If you can all see me, I am wearing a top which is pink and it has some bits of yellow, orange, red, and green in it. Okay, these are the colors that are on my top. Let's understand what my personal coloring is. My skin, okay, comes in the category of what we call yellow orange. It is the color medium beige, and beige is a tint of yellow orange. Okay, so I've got yellow and orange in my skin. My hair is actually a very dark brown color, which comes in the category of red orange. My eyes are also very dark brown, which also come in the category of red orange. I've got pink lips, which I accentuate by wearing a light pink lipstick, and I've added some pink on my cheeks. So this is also in the color of red. So essentially, I've got orange, yellow, and red in my personal coloring. And I'm wearing all of those on my clothes today. So I have pink, which is a tint of red. I've got red. I've got yellow and orange on my top. So I'm taking my personal colors into my clothes. And to accentuate it, I'm also wearing earrings, which are gold, which is a shade of yellow, and orange because of my personal coloring. So yellow, orange, red is what I'm repeating. But that doesn't mean it has to be repeated in its pure sense. Different tints, different shades can be repeated. And that's what professionals can do for you. They can create color schemes for you, or you can look it up on the internet, and there's lots of options available. Also, the second thing is, as we tend to get older, our personal coloring actually becomes softer. We have less contrast in our faces, right? So we have to make sure that we don't only focus on wearing dark colors or dull colors. Black is one of the colors that ages you the fastest. It also casts shadows around it because it absorbs the light and makes everything look more harsh and stronger and more severe, and is definitely not a very attractive color for your body. Choosing a darker brown, choosing navy are much nicer for your skin tone rather than going all black. Other than that, also, I hate when people turn to me and say, but I can't wear bright colors, or it's not my age to wear bright colors, or things like that, because I don't think colors should have an age. I don't think colors should have a profession. Wearing brighter colors around your face immediately reflects brightness onto your face, creates contrast, and creates interest. This is what I mean by don't shy away from bright colors. Now, of course, I found the brightest photographs I could on the internet to show you all, but if you look at all the elements, these women are, there's a reason they're in the top well-dressed lists of the world. If you look at this outfit, black all on the sides, but nothing visible because she's covered herself with an orange. That center line of orange that she has created is making her body look half as big as it actually is. The orange dupatta and orange flower in her hair is reflecting beautifully on her skin, which is also a personal, I mean, if you look at her personal colors, she's got a lot of orange in her skin tone. Same thing, middle photograph, the third layer, the jacket, that long jacket that she's wearing is creating slimness, the big bold pattern. Even on the third photograph in the blue, there's a center front interesting pattern. The sides of her body have been camouflaged, and no one pays attention to the width anymore. The attention only stays in the length. The fourth photograph, she's wearing this very bright orange top, but she's wearing a bright pink skirt, but she's wearing orange and pink on her face. If you can see, her blush is slightly orange and her lips are pink, so it's taking that color scheme very beautifully through her body. The red top in the last photograph is taking all your attention. You are no longer paying attention to anything else on her or around her except that big, bold red top. Neena Gupta here. I mean, you know, our Indian outfits have so much more color than people wear internationally. Neena Gupta is wearing blue, red, and yellow, a triadic color scheme, the most strongest color scheme that you can carry off. But she's doing it because she's got dark hair, light skin, so there's so much contrast all over her body that it still works for her. Indra Nui, professional leadership roles, she should be wearing dark clothes because that's what people expect from her. But she always wears bright colors around her face, on her top, to A, make herself look brighter, and B, also to grab attention. So when she's sitting up close in an interview, she'll wear like only a bright colored scarf. When she's sitting on a stage like she's sitting here, she'll increase the amount of bright clothes on her body so that more part of her body is covered with bright clothes. Shabana Azmi here again, bright blue paired with a neutral color. So the idea is, if you're afraid to go really bold, or if you don't want to wear only bright colors, team it up with something neutral, but keep some interest and brightness around your face. Now, your personal style, that's what we want to talk about. How can you refine your personal style? I've got just a few tips that I think work for everyone, and I just want to share those tips with you all. Your personal style, first and foremost, trends. Every year, new fashion trends come in. Remember that you don't want to overdo trends. You don't want to do what everybody else doing is. But what you want to do is find a few of the trends that work for you and add them into your clothes or your accessories to look updated, so that nobody looks at you and says, "Arey, he or she is so old-fashioned," or "he or she just does not know what trendy is." So a little bit of trend is good, but don't overdo them. The second, and this is something that is so easy to do, which is choose accessories. Make your statements using accessories instead of having very statement clothes. So if you've got something which is very bright or something which has too much of a print, you can't wear it all the time. You can't repeat it. Because if you repeat it, people will say, Arey, weren't you wearing this last time we met? And nobody wants to hear that. But if you wear very basic colors like gray, dark blue, white, ivory, all of these colors, and you keep changing the accessories on it. Take a different dupatta every time, change the jewelry, change your handbag. All of these things will make the outfit look new every single time. So for more versatility, change your accessories and play around with those rather than your clothes. Third, always choose quality over quantity. Opt for good fabrics. Opt for things which are pure silks, pure cotton, linen, pure wool instead of cheaper, inexpensive fabrics. Make sure your clothes are tailored well and their finishing is good, because the loose threads, the button that is coming off, all of these things are the things that actually create trouble or give the illusion of somebody not looking elegant at that time. Fourth, keep it simple. Don't, as we said, don't overdo anything. Don't have frills and flounces and lots of busy patterns on your clothes. Don't, as a woman, I don't think any of us should wear anything that little girls wear. Okay, if you think it's going to look good on a little girl, then as a woman, you should not be opting for it. Fifth, watch your body language. Because you could be wearing your pajamas or your nightgown, but if you've got elegant posture, it's always going to make you look a little better. And sixth, be well groomed, because it's the little details that make all the difference. There's a saying that says, mosquitoes bite, elephants do not, right? So it's the small stuff that creates all the trouble, not necessarily the big things that we are always focused on. And let's have a look at what I mean by personal style. There's this lady who, if you look at her, has got this very interesting bag, which is made of like some bamboo and stuff like that, which is going to have a lot of people are going to turn around and ask her where she got that bag from. But if you notice her clothes, how she just changes her outfits, and they're all so similar in her style. If you look at her style, all long jackets, dark, neutral colored tops, and either jeans or like
We've lost Vibhinta. Yeah. Vibhinta, we lost you a bit there. Cannot hear you.
Sorry, I lost. Yeah. I had a power cut, and so I just had to change my. Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
All right. Okay. And you can still see the presentation?
Yes, we can.
All right. Great. So basically my power went for just a moment and it's come back. So I'll just come back to this. So we were talking about this woman, and I guess you've spent some time looking at her outfit, but that's the whole idea, that she's got a very classic style. She's carrying some statement pieces, whether it's the leopard print on her shirt or it's the bag or some long necklaces, but make sure one or two things on your body catches attention and the other things are subordinate or receding, as we say, right? Now let's look at these two women wearing prints. You could say both these prints are very busy, but if you look at the lady on the right, can you see all the fussiness, the frill? She's also got lace. She's also got transparent fabric. She's also got a lot of pattern on her outfit. Then she's wearing leggings inside it. And then she's wearing boots. Her bag also has a pattern on it. And all of it is clashing. There's too much going on. As opposed to this woman who said, I'm going to wear patterns. I'm going to keep it simple by wearing it in black and white. Now she's wearing polka dots, which are a very strong pattern. And then her bag is a smaller and same colored pattern. So it's not so bold as compared to her tops. Her earrings and her sunglasses are repeating the shape of the polka dots, which are round, and the white repeated in her hair color as well. Now, what is interesting to note is this lady in the most right photograph. What are the colors she's wearing? She's wearing blue, brown, white, and beige, right? This is one way to wear blue, brown, white, and beige. Or if you look at this photograph on the left with the lady with the short hair, she's also wearing blue, brown, white, and beige. But what a difference in the way she's combined the colors. And that's what it's really about. It's about learning how we can create a statement without being over the top. Now, let's look at the last thing that I want to talk about, because nowadays, as many of you were saying earlier, I heard some of you saying this, our lives are limited to this 2-inch by 1-inch screen, right? That's all we've got in front of us. So this has to be the center of attention, and this needs to be well groomed. And I am again repeating, before you do it for anybody else, do it for yourself. Do it because looking good makes you feel good about yourself. And simple ways to do that is taking care of your hands and feet, right? Because manicures or pedicures don't only just make your hands and feet look good, but they're also super relaxing. It's that time you can spend for yourself. It's a feeling which makes you feel good about yourself, and also, of course, it makes you look good. Second, avoid very severe hairstyles, something which is very strong or dramatic. Avoid colors on your face which are very matte or very dark, because all of these tend to age us very quickly. Nothing ages you faster than wearing a very dark matte colored lipstick. The lighter your lipstick is, the glossier it is, the fresher it looks. Third, many of us tend to wear glasses, and I think your glasses are something that can create such a statement. They can make such a great impression, and it's just about investing in something that you think is a reflection of your personality. I worked in the eyewear business for a very, very long time. So I've noticed that most Indians want to choose the most sober or the most unimpressive looking glasses. But you see, when they're on your face, why do you want them to be unimpressive? Because they're such a big part of your face. So you might as well choose something that reflects your own personality, right? A few grooming tips. First of all, your skin. So I'm talking about this also because I teach makeup. I teach makeup to people, and they're always asking what should they do. So here's some skincare and makeup advice. Skin is more important than makeup. Make sure your skin is hydrated. Use a moisturizer, use a sunscreen. Dewiness is a good idea. If you use foundations, remember that anything which is mattifying shows wrinkles. Anything which is mattifying makes you look dull. So choose for things which are light reflecting, choose things which are not very heavy coverage, choose sheer looking foundation so that your skin looks good. Brows. A lot of us, as we get older, our brows can fade or people lose hair on their brows, and that can make it look a little more harsh. So just a simple thing, having a brow pencil and darkening your eyebrows just the tiniest bit, changes the way your face looks, especially on this little screen that we are all restricted to nowadays. Third, your lips. Use a neutral lip liner to define your lips. It can just be a light, what you could call a nude shade. Just on top of that, even wearing just a gloss, your lip balm, Vaseline, anything is enough. But that definition of your lips makes it more visible to the person in front of you. And since we have said take attention up to your face, this needs to be worthy of the attention that you're taking it up there. So defining each of your features becomes important. It's not about color or brightness or anything. It's just making sure that when someone looks at your face, your features are well defined. And cheeks, adding a little bit of pink or orange on the apples of your cheeks, which is right here when you smile, creates a lifted look and makes you look healthier in general. You know, when you're looking very pale, everyone always says, Kya ho gaya? Are you not feeling well today? And that's the idea. If you add a little bit of color, it makes you look a little healthy. Next, hands and feet, I already said, moisturize, make sure your nails are clean, healthy, and they're well maintained. And your hair, having very straggly hair, if your hair is very limp or thin. I know all of us love having long hair, but sometimes cutting your hair short, giving it volume, giving it bounce goes a long way in creating that elegant, well taken care of, refined look about yourself. And that is pretty much all I had to share with all of you. Someone asked me for my phone number earlier. I think Sunena did. It's here all on the screen. So for anyone who wants to contact me, you are more than welcome to. And thank you so much. And I'd be very happy to answer any questions that you all have, because this is all I had decided I wanted to share with you all today. Thank you. I'm going to stop.
Vibhinta, I want to ask a question.
Yes, please.
You know our age group. We are the same age group as your mom, but we are not as tall as your mom and not as whatever. Okay. So what do you think is the right way of dressing, just as a general thing for us ladies at our age?
So actually, everything that I did create today was keeping all of you in mind. Specifically, I think, first of all, so a few things like I spoke about. Whether you wear in ethnic clothes, whether you wear Western clothes, of course, you need to be comfortable in them. Okay. So the second thing also, which is my personal pet peeve, and I want to tell everyone I meet, is skinny jeans or those thin legging jeans are nobody's friend. They make everybody look bad. If you want to look good in jeans and you want to feel comfortable in jeans, choose straight leg jeans, because they make balance out your body. So in one phrase, Renuka, you want to balance your body from top to bottom. No one part of your body should look bigger than the other. So you want to have proportions. You want to have a defined waist. And as I said, keep everything of interest near your face. Since you said not everyone is tall. So when all the interesting clothes and accessories are near your face, I'm going to look at you straighter up, and in my eyes, you look taller. Okay. So that's it. So I mean, if you have specific questions of this shape, that shape, I'd love to help you out whenever.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anybody wants to ask any questions, you can just unmute and ask.
Hi, I'm Bijal. I'm very scared of wearing whites and light colors because that somehow makes me look more fat than I mean, as compared to when I'm wearing dark blue or a black, which makes me look much more leaner. So if you look at my wardrobe, you'll find too many dark color clothes as compared to lighter color clothes.
Okay, so the thing is, again, it's not about the color that you're wearing, it's about where you put it on your body. So if you noticed with a lot of photographs that I showed you, most people were wearing the light color in the center. So if you think it makes you look wider, because, well, lighter colors do reflect more light. They will make anything look bigger in general, but that's only true, Bijal, if your background is dark. If you stand against the white wall and you're wearing a black dress, that's going to make you look the biggest possibly, because you can see your silhouette, right? Remember that also. But
I'm not talking about virtually, I'm talking when you go physically out.
But even in real life. But anyway, so the idea is wear the light color and then wear a darker color on top of it. So maybe your dupatta could be darker and your outfit could be lighter, or maybe your outfit could have a center panel which is lighter and the outside colors are darker. Or maybe start with wearing light colors only in accessories or only in one part of your body. Okay. Always wherever you put the light color is where people's attention will go. dark colors will always recede. So if you think you're wider, wear the darker colors on the outside of your body and the lighter colors in the center of your body. When the viewer looks at you, their attention will only be to the light color. And so combine it with colors you're comfortable in. That's the idea. Start small and build up the colors.
So only a white top or a kind of a thing will definitely make you look much more broader and wider.
The shape of the top will make a difference, and but yes, if you wear only a solid colored top, and will not say white, even anything. So you're wearing red today, for instance, right? So if you are even wearing just a solid red top or something, the silhouette of your body is going to become that much more apparent. So if you think you're wider on top, right, wear the lighter colors on the bottom, because it will make your lighter colors balance, the lower half of your body balance out. So put the light, bright colors on the parts of your body which are more narrower. Attention will go there.
Okay.
So for instance, you want to wear a black top, wear a white scarf with it. It'll work.
Scarf, that's what I say.
Okay.
Excuse me. So would you want to say then that if you wear a little jacket or a shrug, then that defines the silhouette?
You know, absolutely 100%, Jayashree Auntie. I want to say that everyone, whether it's man or woman, looks like they have a better body shape if they wear what we call a third layer. It could be a jacket, you could wear a cardigan, you could wear a shrug, you could wear a stole also around your body or just on your shoulders, because as soon as you can cover part or the sides of your body with a color and a different color in the center of your body, it immediately takes attention to the center of the body. So any person, any size, any gender, any age looks better with 2 layers of clothes instead of 1.
Yes, always when you wear a waistcoat or a thing, especially winters, it's easier, you know.
Absolutely. But so even in the summers now,
yeah, you get these cotton shrugs and cotton.
You get a lot of these, even kurtas nowadays come with layers and things. Choosing one of those also works.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell us something for this Delhi 44 degrees, Vibhinta.
38 only.
1 layer, leave alone 2 layers.
Absolutely, Auntie. I completely agree with you. And that's why I said malmal or any thin layers, or even if you're just wearing a kurta with a dupatta, you can actually style your dupatta into a shrug. What I'll do is maybe I'll share a video with mom and she can send it to you all, how to make your dupatta into a jacket, so that neither will it keep slipping off. You won't have to keep handling it, but it also looks nice and it also creates that thing with the body.
Great.
That would be great.
I'll give it to my mom and I'll ask her to send it across to you.
I've seen one similar thing on the Facebook.
Yeah, we had a session of styling.
Yeah, there was
Stoles and scarves.
She gave us.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You just need to make one knot and it becomes a jacket. Like actually one knot in your dupatta and you can wear it as a jacket.
Yeah, you just bring it across and you tie it and then.
Absolutely. And that, I mean, even that is a layer.
Interesting. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question, Vibhinta? I can't hear you. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, so Kanya, there's some background.
Kanya?
Yeah.
Yes, something in the back that is.
No, now it's okay.
Out. Yeah.
Now it's okay.
No, why is it that very few people I know can carry a brown? Like I know Smita wears brown. Do you wear brown anytime? Looks very, very good, and their shoes in brown. But I will never wear brown. I feel like a patient. Doesn't make me feel very good. And I must appreciate today's session because I had heard our international president Paula talk about this. She called a color consultant, and I was wondering, and she told her, I believe grey is good for your skin. And then I now realize this is a science in itself. Really, so much to learn. How can one wear, because some sarees and some clothes are so wonderful in brown, but that is one point. And at our age, you're talking about the dewy,
Skin.
non-matte finish thing. I mean, it shouldn't look like, what shall I say?
Straight out of a
Unelegant.
glossy magazine.
So what would you recommend? Yeah.
No,
So it looks dignified, sometimes not very, what should I say, flashy.
So, when it comes to brown, first of all, yes, I personally also never thought brown was a color that was going to work on me. But after I learned the science of color and things like that, I was still very hesitant to try it. The difference primarily is, yes, brown is still going to dull you down a little bit. It will, but it's going to do less than what black does for you. So don't compare brown to a bright color, compare it to a black, compare it to a gray, because it's as dark a color as them, right? Because our skins have more warmth and brown is a warm color. Repeating that warmth actually helps our faces to be slightly brighter. So black will be even more harsh on your skin as compared to brown. Second, if you want to wear brown or any color that you think makes you look a little dull, you want to combine it with a color that makes you look bright. Sari, which is in brown, see the combination of the brown that you can add. So brown goes beautifully with the mustard yellow. So maybe your blouse could be in that color, or an orange, or say even an emerald green. So choose colors that will help lift it. Brown also goes very good with ivory.
Ivory.
Right?
Turquoise also.
And ivory. Turquoise. So all of these colors will help lift the brown. So you want to choose a color that looks best on your skin and combine it with the brown. That's the easiest way to wear a color that you think doesn't work on you. And start with that. But I remember about 3 months ago, my mom saw me wearing a brown shirt and she said, "Oh my God, brown actually looks good on you. I thought it looks bad on all of us." Right? So it is really something that you put it on, you won't notice the difference. I mean, you won't really realize. We've been conditioned to believe brown doesn't look good on us. The second thing, skin, Auntie, what I was talking about is dewiness of the skin is basically about having a glow and having moisturized skin. As we get older, starting from the age of 30, because our collagen production starts slowing down, the amount of moisture our skin holds becomes lesser and lesser and lesser. So it starts to look more dry. Dewiness, and nowadays if any of you, I mean, when you go to buy makeup or something, when you wear foundation, right? That's the one thing that we put on our faces, mix it with our creams sometimes and apply it or anything. What that basically does is, they come in two forms. They come in a matte foundation. Anything which is matte will make your skin look worse. It will make you look dry. It will make you look wrinkled. It will do all of those things, and it'll do it to any age. Of course, the more you age, the more it will show. Dewiness simply means looking like for instance, right now when I'm looking at your skin, it's looking dewy. I'm looking at you on my screen. Your skin has when light hits it, it reflects back. There's a shine on your skin. This is what we want. So that point I said about dewiness is for people who might be suffering from too much dryness, so they feel like the skin looks dull. But as soon as when light hits you, it reflects back. That makes your skin look healthier. And that's what I meant.
So it's like gloss.
A
Kind
natural
of. When you look at matte versus gloss.
Yes, absolutely. So you know how you're wearing this lipstick right now, which has a nice gloss to it, and it catches my attention immediately, and that's what I mean. Because if you use a matte lipstick, it'll show lines on your lips. Remember, anything which is matte recedes into the background. Anything which is glossy comes forward, and that's the idea.
Thank you. Lovely session.
Thank you so much.
I was always wondering what an
I
image
have two
consultant is all
questions,
about.
Vibhinta, two questions.
And I've been hearing about you for so long, so I thought it is.
That's true, because I think even my mom keeps wondering what I really do.
Vibhinta, I've got two questions. One
Yes,
is
yes,
you
yes.
said about the color black.
Yes.
Black is something we wear in the night, or it makes us look slimmer. You've said the opposite, not to wear black.
Okay. And you want me to answer that first?
Yeah, and the other question is the belt. Like, I know I have a tummy. If I wear a belt, I get very conscious that it's maybe going to stick out more. So does the size or the width of the belt make a difference?
Okay. So coming to black, I didn't say stop wearing it. I said don't wear it around your face too much. If you are wearing black, yes, black will still slim everyone down. That's an accepted fact. That does not change. But black also makes you look starker. Black makes you look, it ages a person. There's no other way to put it. It really does, So the idea is, and it also reflects on this darkness on your skin, which sort of highlights everything that might be wrong with your skin. So what you want to do is wear your outfit which is black, break it with some color around your face. So remember, black is a very strong color. So you need to be able to balance it out with another color. It could just be gold. So it could be a jewelry which is gold. It could be something which is shiny. It could be just a big red pendant in the center of your neck, but have a color that can break that black. And if possible, choose something which is light or interesting around your neck, because black combined with another color will always work better.
But Vibhinta, tell me one thing. Why is
Yes.
black so popular in the West? Their formal always the little black dress they must have. And they don't break it with any colors also. They wear a very severe black. The cut is good, of course.
Absolutely. It's a very cultural thing. It is also because in their countries, they don't wear a lot of color. In Europe, in the US, in all these countries, color is not something that they consider. So for them, colors are like black, red. Red is like super bold. I think in a country like ours, where colors, we've got this beautiful heritage of rich colors.
Yeah, I love the colors, correct.
Leave behind black. As I said, choose an indigo. Choose an emerald green. Choose
Mustard.
a deep burgundy or a wine color. All of these will also create slimming looks, because only black doesn't make you look slim. Dark colors make you look slim. So you can choose dark colors which will still reflect better. Choose chocolate brown. It's a beautiful color to wear.
And to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. We wear black because our Western clothes come from there and they make it all in black. So
also maybe they have a fairer skin complexion, so they feel that enhances, the black enhances that.
It's also
because, can I call you back in 15 minutes?
I think it's the safest, and that's also why we wear it. How many times can you wear more than 2 colors on your body? If you think about it, you don't do it naturally. Black, because it has no pigment, it goes with any other color. So we always use black as a base to add other stuff to it. So that's why it's easier to combine with our clothes. That's also why we choose black. Now, coming to your other question about belts, yes, the size of the belt makes a difference. It depends on where you're placing your belt. For instance, if you want to put a belt on the slimmer part of your waist, which might be above your belly, for instance, you want to choose a thinner belt, which only defines the waist and doesn't move on to the rest. And then it will sort of skim, the fabric will skim over the abdomen part. And the belt can be really slim. If you want to use the trick of saying taking the belt and putting it right on top of your abdomen to distract, then you need your belt to be slightly broader so that it can cover a wider part. It needs to have a 3-dimensional quality. So it needs to have a chunky buckle or something like that, which attracts the attention. Then you will not wrap it with a fabric belt or something. Then you'll take a chunky belt which has its own identity, and then the attention goes there. And then around the belt, like just above it, you will blouse your top out so that that definition is not there. So you'll make your top a little looser. So if I can show you all, okay. So I'm wearing this belt here. I mean, it's of the same fabric. When I blouse it, I do this. So when I do this, the part above the belt becomes bigger and the lower half will now not get so much attention. And that's what you need to do when you wear a belt.
I
think
want
that's what we tend to do
like
most
that.
often.
Sorry, what you wanted a what?
I want a slim waist like that.
Consult
Don't
Vibhinta.
we all, Jayashree?
Consult Vibhinta.
Jayashree, don't talk. You can't afford to you're slim yourself.
You can't.
We have to become circulars. We can't be tangents. We have to become circulars to be slim like her.
Vibhinta,
Yes, fun.
just a comment, thank you so much. You really gave us good insights at our age, whatever we can use them. This shirt tucking business, you told us that half tuck, it reminded me of our heroes. Yeah, Shah Rukh Khan, he does that in that movies and he looks so cute, and showed us Ajay Devgan and they are like absolute, macho men. So you want us to look like that? Rocking divas?
Lata, your comments are the best. They're the cherry on the cake. They make me laugh. They're so cute. Thank you.
Women, it'll look different, Jay. Lata?
Vibhinta, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is Ranjana here.
Yes,
Beautiful Ranjana.
Hi, Indra.
Yeah, speak.
Very interesting session. Thank you, first of all, for that. Vibhinta, my question is like, now the mantra is that less is more. And, you either wear if you're wearing a chunky earring, you don't wear anything on your neck. Or if you're wearing something on your neck, you don't have any other accessory there. And, I find Rekha, for instance, so appealing. And she goes over the top with all her jewelry. She's got earrings, jhumkas and jewelry. And
so does Bapi Lahiri. So does Bapi Lahiri.
But a woman carries
you
it up
can't
better.
compare the two at all.
A woman carries it up better.
And it doesn't look out of the place. It doesn't look, in fact, that is her USP, and it looks very nice. So, I mean, is that the exception, or are these rules all meant for?
Ranjana, as I said, it's her signature look. It's her Takia Kalam.
Yeah.
It's what everyone expects from her. If she stops doing it, that's when she'll look out of place. So it really is about that. If you can define your style to such an extent that when people see somebody, so if you saw somebody wearing a heavy brocade silk sari and all that jewelry and that makeup, you look at her and say, Are, she's dressed like Rekha, right? So when your style becomes so strong, then you don't care about the trends anymore. Then it doesn't matter.
Even if you
Usha
look at
Uttap is another one.
Kiran Kher,
But even
the kind of
That's
jewelry
the
that
saris. It's her jewelry and saris that make her.
even if you look at Kiran Kher and look at the kind of jewelry she carries off for her size, I mean, I always thought if you're large in size, then the bold jewelry kind of makes you look larger. But the way she carries off her jewelry with huge, big, chunky pieces, I think it looks so good on her.
Actually, it's the other way around. The thing is,
her saris,
your accessories, the prints on your clothes need to be proportionate to your body. So if you're larger and you're wearing very small accessories or very small prints, then they look too small for your body. So you need to balance it out. So the larger the body, the bigger the size they can carry off on their bodies. That's basically it. So if I give you a very like a very strange example, but if you've got a big living room and you have a tiny sofa, it looks out of place. Similarly, if you've got a big body and you're wearing small jewelry, it's going to look out of place.
Yeah, but then you
it won't be
you need to be bold to wear that kind of stuff, because when you look at her, it looks very nice, but when you decide to wear it, you always hold yourself back like ye to bahut bada lag raha hai yaar, I don't know how it look. So I don't know. Yeah,
that's our conditioning. I think if we don't want to attract attention to ourselves, we will not do it.
It's like Usha Uttab. She wears that big earrings and big bindi.
And the big bindi.
And the big
flowers,
border,
the gajra in
and the
her hair.
big border saris,
Yeah.
the big
and the flowers
border
in her hair.
saris, which
it's very
yeah.
Besides, everybody is so looking forward to describing that. It's like it's so interesting to hear everybody describing.
Yeah.
Actually, what Bhupendra Aunty said is very interesting. That thing about the, you said that it works for her, but when you put it on yourself, it doesn't work. That's actually part of personal style. So when we do a personal style analysis, we put people in different categories. Something like what Usha Uthup is wearing or what Kiran Kher is wearing, that comes in what we call the dramatic category. As a personality type, those people want attention, and they choose those. Now, if you are saying that something that doesn't work for you, you might not be a dramatic. You might be what to the classic category or the more romantic category. People who have other ways. So your personal style has to be an amalgamation of your personality type also. So the mistake that we very often make is we try to imitate somebody else, and their personal style could be completely different. So when we wear those clothes, we will feel uncomfortable in it. So we have to be image. We say something that we says you have to be attractive, yes, but more important than that, you have to be authentic to yourself, true to yourself, and you have to be appropriate for what you do and where you go, right? So those are more important than look. There's many ways of being attractive, but that authenticity needs to be yours. So if that
feel comfortable in your own body,
absolutely, you need to look on the outside what you feel on the inside. That's the idea.
True.
Another question, you mentioned that you should wear monochromatic, like if you're wearing a green, like I think it was
Neetu Singh.
One of them, green with green, you know, I think it was Neetu Singh or somebody which you showed a picture of. And my daughter every time tells me, Ki, Mom, if you're wearing green, then you can't wear a green top again, you know, because you have to wear something which is in contrast. How can you wear the same, like light green and dark green, or, you know, how can you wear green and green together? It is completely, it's a complete no-no. You have to wear a contrast color. So can you give some more information on this?
Send your daughter to Vibhinta. She'll clear her mind.
I need to do that.
Actually, both points of view are completely correct. If I wear contrast, I'm blocking my body, and it's called color blocking. You're creating blocks of contrasting color on your body, so there's more interest on your body, right? So but what happens is my attention goes from one color to another color, second color, first color, right? It keeps fluctuating. What one single block of color does is my eye travels very smoothly from top to bottom. So that trick is used primarily when you want to look taller. It's a very strong, and it doesn't have to be dark green with light green. You can wear a really dark green with something which just has the tiniest amount of green going on into it, right? So like, what, for instance, what Neetu Singh was wearing was very bold green. You don't have to do that. You could wear pista with a bottle green, right? It will still create the same effect. You could wear a light blue shirt with dark blue denims. It will still create that illusion, because that eye flows very beautifully from one color to another.
It makes you look taller. It makes you look taller, the same color.
Yes, it makes you look taller. It creates an unbroken vertical line, and hence it also makes you look slimmer, because anything that's taller will be slimmer visually also, and that's what it does.
Thanks.
You're welcome. But both approaches work. It's just that the illusion that two different colors on top and bottom will cut your body into two halves, whereas this will create one single cohesive unit. That's the only difference.
So if my bottom has print, does the top have to be single?
Okay, when it comes to is my internet connection okay?
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, all right. So when it comes to prints, you can combine prints. I think we see that more in our Indian clothes than anyone else's clothes. The idea is either you keep the color scheme the same. So if you're doing florals on the top and you're doing checks on the bottom, just for instance, you want to have the same colors for both of them. Or you want to have two similar looking florals but in different colors and different sizes. That's the idea. So if I can just use Renuka auntie as an example right now, you see there are 3 prints on her body currently. I mean, from what I can see, she's got one here on the yoke of her shirt. She's got the print on the foot. All of them have the same color scheme. So they work together. Because it's the white, blue and gray which is tying them together. So that's the idea. You either choose the color scheme, which is actually easier to do, or if you notice, she's got big florals and she's got small florals. So the theme of the pattern becomes the same, but the size changes. One rule is with patterns and color and stuff, make one thing dominant and the other subordinate. So choose which one is going to be the most, where the attention goes the most, and keep everything else in a supporting role.
I think we need to come to you. Vibhinta?
A brilliant session, Vibhinta. Really enjoyed thoroughly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Vibhinta, you are as good as, I'm not saying, I'm not comparing you to your mom, but your mom is a super lady. So are you.
Thank you so much.
Vibhinta, can I say something about your look today?
Vibhinta?
Yes, please.
Hello, Vibhinta.
Yes, auntie.
I can't see you.
Hello? She's there. She's there only.
Hello. Hello.
Lata auntie, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, you're a very, delicate, petite looking person and your face is also small, but you're wearing very big hoop earrings. So I think all our attention is going to the earrings.
I am.
Yeah.
But you've got a very pretty face, so why are you distracting your attention?
But that's the idea. I wanted something that was going to grab your attention and something that stays in your head. I could have gone very small.
Our attention is always with you. So
Vibhinta, you are really beautiful. Just looking like a
Thank
model,
you so much,
actor.
Auntie.
Hello.
Very nice session. Amazing. Awesome session. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Angie.
Thank you.
I know.
Hello.
I know.
Thank you.